The lieutenant had built his reputation on control. Control of his unit, control of his temper, control of every situation that crossed his neatly pressed uniform. That afternoon on the coastal base, heat shimmered off the concrete, tempers were short, and schedules were tight. When he saw a woman in civilian clothes standing near the restricted hangar, backpack slung casually over one shoulder, he snapped. He barked orders, demanded credentials, and when she didn't respond quickly enough, when she met his glare with calm, unreadable eyes, his pride took over. The slap echoed louder than he expected. Conversations nearby stopped. The air itself seemed to freeze. She didn't flinch, not from the strike, not from the gasps around them. Slowly, deliberately, she turned her head back to face him, her expression steady, almost curious, as if she were studying a puzzle. That was when the lieutenant felt it, the first hairline crack in his certainty. He opened his mouth to continue shouting, but something in her posture stopped him. She stood, balanced, grounded, like someone who knew exactly where every exit was and how long it would take to reach it. Within seconds, base security arrived, drawn by the disturbance. The lieutenant spoke first, loudly and confidently, explaining that he had disciplined a civilian who refused to comply. The guards listened, then turned to the woman. She reached slowly into her pocket, not in fear, but with practiced ease, and produced a small, worn identification card. The moment one guard read it, his demeanor changed. His spine straightened, his voice dropped. "Ma'am," he said carefully, "please accept our apology." The lieutenant frowned. "What is this?" he demanded. The guard hesitated, then answered, "She's here on classified assignment, Navy Special Warfare." The words landed like a physical blow. Navy SEAL. The lieutenant's mind raced, scrambling for footing. He looked at her again, really looked this time. The scars he had dismissed, the stillness he had mistaken for defiance, the quiet confidence that didn't need to announce itself. She finally spoke, her voice calm and level. She didn't threaten him. She didn't raise her tone. She simply stated facts, her rank, her mission, and the formal complaint that would follow. Not out of anger, she explained, but because discipline mattered, respect mattered, especially from those trusted with authority. Each sentence felt heavier than the last, not because of volume, but because of truth. Word traveled fast. By evening, the lieutenant was standing in an office far colder than the sunlit tarmac, facing officers whose expressions held no sympathy. His record was immaculate, but that no longer mattered. What mattered was judgment. What mattered was restraint. What mattered was that he had struck someone without knowing who she was, or worse, without caring. As for her, she returned to her assignment, the incident already filed away in the mental compartment where SEALs stored distractions. She had survived harsher blows in darker places, but she hoped, quietly, that the lesson would stick, not just for him, but for anyone who confused authority with entitlement. The slap did change everything, not because of who she was, but because of what he failed to be in that moment. And long after the paperwork was signed and the reprimands delivered, that was the truth that stayed with him, the realization that the strongest people in the room don't need to raise a hand to prove it. If this twist gave you chills, imagine what's coming next. Subscribe now, drop a like, and share with fellow thriller lovers. Let's unravel the next mystery together.